Let me say something uncomfortable. Personal polish won't save you if you're still cheap. Yeah, I know, right? hmm Because polish is not how you look, it's how you behave when nobody is applauding you, when nobody is clapping for you. So, hey, lovelies, welcome back to Her Awakening. If this is your first time seeing my face or coming across this channel, hey, girl, I'm Mikaria. Welcome to this special place. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad you clicked on this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, a returning viewer, you know how we do it, right? You guys are the real MVPs of this channel. So, let's just get right into the video because today's video is going to be juicy. Now, let me be clear. When I say cheap, I'm not talking about money, right? Cheap has nothing to do with how much you earn or what you wear. You can dress well, speak good English, and still be cheap in how you move, how you react, how you chase validation. Because cheap behavior is about lack of self control, not lack of funds. And most women think polish is being classy or looking classy on Instagram. Nah, far from it. Far from it. And this is where it starts to get uncomfortable. Let me tell you something. Cheap behavior has patterns. And I'm going to tell you some things that I've noticed, some cheap behaviors that I've actually noticed from people. Let me tell you. Number one, it's cheap to overshare your private life online. I don't care what anybody says. You see, coming online to tell us your family problem, to tell us what your doctor said about your health, to tell us whatever it is, the one we care and the one we don't really give F about, that's cheap. The moment I see people doing that, or I see a particular influencer, I just know in my heart that this person is cheap. I don't care if you're the most richest man or woman on net, you're coming out to tell us things about your private life, you're oversharing. Not just coming to gist us or coming to just give one or two things, but you're oversharing, and it's clear that nah, you're going too far. That is cheap. And I'm not saying you shouldn't share your problems. Honestly, don't share your problems. If I'm being honest, nah, don't share your problems, right? Just keep some things to yourself. There are people you can tell, people in your life that will understand you. But coming online, social media is tricky. If you know social media, you know that it's a no, right? So if you're that kind of person that overshare your personal life, please learn to keep quiet. I made a whole video on the power of silence. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it and come back and then finish this one. Learn to keep quiet, learn to shut it. Another video is coming up because 2026 is, will I say, an elevated edition on the power of silence. So keeping quiet is golden, silence is golden. So please, if you don't want to look cheap, learn to shut it. It's cheap to argue in comment section with strangers. I see this a lot. I go under people's comments and you see argument under that comment, cursing each other, insulting each. You don't know me, I don't know you, but the kind of insult that keep going back and forth, like, you kidding me? The moment I click on the person's page, and sometimes these are beautiful, classy, educated, sophisticated women. Nah, that's cheap. That's tacky. It's uncalled for. If you're doing that, you're that kind of person that go under somebody's comment to argue, to insult, to bully. That is cheap, and you need to drop that habit in 2026. The third one for me is that it's cheap to force familiarity with people who haven't earned access to you. Very cheap, very tacky. You want to look like the good person. Oh, I'm friendly. I'm a nice person. People can go in and out of in and out of your life. Like you're just like a doormat. People can come in and come out, match on you, and you're fine. Especially people who have not earned that access. They have not really done anything for you to see that okay, I can actually keep this person in my life. That's cheap. That's tacky. Just because you want to look like the good person, just because you want to be people pleaser, that is tacky, and you need to stop the habit in 2026. You are not forcing the relationship, the friendship. Jesus needs to help you. And honestly, right, here's the part most people don't want to admit. Like, this is exactly why personal polish fails. Personal polish fails when it's only aesthetic. You want to look that part, you want to be that part, you want to make people think you're that girl, even when you're not that girl. All right, I think I'm doing this a lot. You want to make people feel, oh, you're that girl, even when you're not that girl. You want to make people see that good version of you, but just the physical part, just the appearance, just your look, just for aesthetic, just for you to post, just for you to look like. But deep down, you're not. That's why it feels. That's why you get tired. Because when it comes to aesthetic, it gets draining. You can't really be aesthetically pleasing 24/7 when it comes to your pictures, when it comes to your room. There's sometimes you're tired, you just don't want to do anything, and that is you, that's your real life. But because you want to look like, oh, you have it all together, it's draining. It feels. So if you're doing that for aesthetic, you need to stop now. Secondly, right, when you speak well but have no boundaries, that's why most personal polish fails. You're articulated, you talk with grace, you communicate well, you speak well, but then your message, they're not clear. People don't really understand where you're coming from and where you're going with what you're saying. You talk anyhow. You don't have boundaries to the things you say. It still falls down to you not talking anyhow and keeping quiet sometimes. If you know how to keep quiet, that will save you from a lot of unnecessary bullshit. And sometimes, right, it's not lack of intelligence. No, you're smart, you're articulated, you know what you're saying. It's lack of self-definition. Oh, what is self-definition? Self-definition is knowing who you are and what you stand for. If you know what you stand for, there are some certain things you will not say. If you know what you stand for, there are some things you will not say because you have boundaries. You understand what you're saying and what you will and will not accept. So it's not lack of intelligence, it's lack of self definition. Learn yourself today, understand yourself, know what you stand for. That will help you moving forward when it comes to polishing yourself publicly and privately as well. So, in other words, right, self definition is a clarity of self, but boundaries are just the expression of it. Know the difference, know how to balance it for yourself. It's gonna save you a lot. The other reason why personal polish fails is when your appearance says high value, high standard, right? But your behavior says accessible to everyone. Make it make sense. Why? You look good, you look classy, you look elegant, but then you embrace people too easily. I mentioned this earlier, without boundaries, without them earning it. You just want to be there for them to think that, oh, you're that girl, you're that person, you're so generous, and you don't have boundaries to things. Like, you keep allowing everybody and anybody in and out of your life. You don't have a personal circle, you don't have a private circle, you don't have a circle where it's just you and two other people, or you and five other people, or you and 10 other people, just you in that circle. Everybody can come here. You can't really be that girl if everybody have access to you, if you don't have boundaries when it comes to yourself. Because honestly, right, true boundaries is when appearance, behavior, and boundaries align. Yeah, that's true boundaries. So, Eukarya, if polish is not about aesthetic, what is it really? Now, this is the difference between decoration and discipline. Real polish is discipline. And no, real polish is discipline, is character work, is understanding that there are some things you need to drop, there are some things you need to pick up in this journey of life, in this journey of becoming her, in this journey of becoming that person, that best version of yourself you've always wanted to be. Discipline. Saying you're going to do something and actually doing it, that's discipline. Saying you want to stop a certain bad, disgusting habit and actually stopping it, that's discipline. Saying you're going to pick new one and actually picking it, that is discipline. Holding yourself to standard even in private, that is discipline. Saying no to what distracts you, that is discipline. Doing what needs to be done without motivation, that is discipline. Repeating the right action consistently, that is discipline. So are you willing to do that? Are you? Okay. Real polish is emotional control. Yeah. Staying composed when triggered. Can you do that? Not everybody can do that, right? Not reacting immediately. Can you do that? You should learn. Responding thoughtfully, not emotionally. A lot of us fall under this category where we can't really compose our thoughts, we can't really compose our emotions. When it comes to emotions, we are just all over the place. Yeah, I used to be like that, but thank God, right? But then learning to put your emotion in check, that's personal polish. People can't really dictate what is going on with you. They can't really dictate if you're sad, you're angry, you're happy. They don't really know. That's emotional control. That's emotional intelligence. Learning to put your thoughts together without people seeing your reaction. If you can't do that, you need to learn. Yeah, you need to learn, especially if you want to look polished, personal polish, inward kind of polish, not just looking good, wearing the hairs, the bag, the clothes, the nails. No, that I'm talking about character now. Can you actually be emotional composed? If you can do that, good for you. Yeah. But if you can't, you need to start working on that now. Real value is knowing when silence protects your values better than explanation ever could. So I don't need to go deep into that. You know what that means already, right? So we need to do a whole lot of working on ourselves in 2026 because honestly, there's a lot to achieve. I'm not even talking about money now. Polish is expensive because it costs you comfort. So are you willing to do it regardless of how it feels? And this is one question that settles everything. Before you say, oh, you're glowing or you're growing, ask yourself, have I upgraded my appearance or have I upgraded my standard? Because polish without self respect is decoration. So that's pretty much everything I want to share in this video. If you find this video helpful, inspiring, educating, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Comment your thoughts in the comment section as well. Let me know what you think about the video. Like if you have not, like I said, give it a thumbs up, right? Subscribe if you haven't. Be part of this wonderful, amazing, and growing community. Thank you so much if you have done that. So you can as well share to your friends, your loved ones. Let them know that this is her awakening and it's only just begun. Share it to your friend that you know that need personal polish. Yeah, share it to her. So see you in my next video. Bye.